times the scene. Keep Bligh's workshops live on your favorite screen. From the White Mountains, she's bringing you the keys to unlock your potential, set your content free. Whether you're just starting or you're on the rise, this is where you'll find those golden allies. Create and connect, it's time to go live. Set your goals, watch your presence thrive. From insights to action, we're in this together. Cate's got the plan to make your content better. Each week a new topic, fresh ideas to explore. Community features, inspiration galore. Actionable steps to help you grow. Posting goals to keep your progress in flow. Whether you're just starting or you're on the rise, this is where you'll find those golden allies. Create and connect, it's time to go live. Set your goals, watch your presence thrive. From insights to action, we're in this together. Cate's got the plan to make your content better. Bring your question to the after space. X is where we'll meet face to face. Share your thoughts or walk the progress. Together we'll navigate the social congress. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on X and the gram. Turn those notifications on, be part of the fam. Visit Cate's website for even more. Support the stream, see what's in store. Create and connect, it's time to go live. Set your goals, watch your presence thrive. From insights to action, we're in this together. Cate's got the plan to make your content better. Create and connect every Sunday night. With Cate as your guide, your future's bright. From the White Mountains to your screen, join the workshop, live out your dream.
Hi, how's everyone doing today? Oh boy, I got my mic on, everything good? I probably had a hot mic during the intro because I was wrestling with posting everything. Oops. I didn't realize my mic was on the whole time. Anyway, so I hope everyone having a great Sunday today. And today we are going to get into a really interesting topic. Now, if you haven't been here to my workshops before, I do them every Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern, so you can always count on that. And it is a series, so jumping in the middle, fine. You're going to learn something. We're all going to learn something. We're going to get stuff done. But going back and watching the previous weeks will really get you on track because this is like a progression thing. And what it is to just help you find your voice, get comfortable on social media, be confident, know who you are, know your audience, and just really embrace it and have a great time with it so you can do whatever you do with it. If it's build a brand, if it's just grow a following, whatever. So this is where you find the info and then connect with the people too. So everyone that kind of jumps in the chat, says hi, they're going to be great people to be in touch with, follow, all of that's what this is about. Creating great content that makes sense for you and attracts your ideal audience, and then connecting with other people who are trying to do the same thing. And you build a network, you meet awesome people, and I hope to be the facilitator of that. So thanks again for tuning in. Now, before I get into the topic today, but I will a little sneak preview of it. I'm going to talk about meeting your ideal follower. And I'm gonna recap what I've talked about in the past couple weeks because it all applies to this. It all leads up to this. I'm not just picking random topics here. It's a series, and it's gonna make sense, as it comes together step by step. And it takes a while. Stuff's not easy, but you put the work in. I think it'll help you if you're stuck on something or trying to break through. Okay, we don't need my phone making noise and beeping on here. Okay, so first, I'm gonna just say I do this out of the goodness of my heart. I don't make any money off of doing these live streams. I am trying to build something here and do something great with it and just share the information and knowledge I have, give that to you to empower you, and hopefully we can all grow together. That's my ultimate goal. So to do that, I do appreciate it if you can, if you're interested in any of the products that I talk about or use, to give them a try, to use my link. That's all I ask. And the first one that I use is StreamYard. So you can see I'm using it right now. So StreamYard I use for my live streams. I use it to record tutorial videos. And you can use it for webinars. So I'm not really in the webinar business. I kind of just like to do a live stream, get it done and over with, and move on with my life. But you could host webinars with this where you schedule it out, have sell tickets or whatever, and they have plans for that. So if that's your jam, you can get into that too. And if you haven't tried it, you can use my referral link with the QR code on the screen here or below wherever you're watching this. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on X. So wherever you're watching this, you should be able to find that link. If you can't, send me a DM. It's easy, and I'll send it to you. And you will get a $10 credit towards any paid subscription. I use the middle tier plan for what I want to do because I like to stream to multiple platforms at the same time, and then a couple other bonus features like the video intros and a couple other things that I don't think the free plan has. But the free plan is pretty good too. I use that for a long time. It gets you where you need to be pretty quickly, and I find it very useful. So another really cool feature that I'm hoping to take advantage of soon with StreamYard is the ability to bring in guests. Share screens is always a thing. So it's like, you can do a lot with it, and it's very simple, very intuitive to use. So that's why I like to recommend it. So if you can use my link, you get a little discount on your first month of a paid subscription, and helps me out so I can keep making these videos for you. So hopefully that makes sense and it's reasonable for you. So, all right. Next, we're going to talk about the mission of today's workshop, which is meeting your ideal follower. And say ideal follower, but you could also use the word target market. But I'm talking about people when we talk about social media. I'm not necessarily talking about it in a business way, but you can, there's nothing wrong with that. And in the first week, I talked about, are you a person or are you a brand, and trying to decide and focus on which you want to be and what's most effective. Now, if you're talking about being on social media, my personal preference, the direction to go would be to be a person, put yourself out there as who you are, a genuine person. And build a brand from that if you want to establish yourself as a personal brand. But I like to just say, be yourself, you're a person. So with that in mind, the last week, what we talked about was build finding your unique value. Okay, so you're putting yourself out there on social media. What do you have to say? What do you have to offer? How could why would people want to listen to me? What do I have? What do I know? And so we dug into that last week. So if that's where your struggle is, go back and watch last week's video. You can find it on my YouTube channel. It's a really great place to find all these videos. Also on my website is a fantastic place to find these videos. So I will flash this up here because this is the direct QR code and website URL that will take you to my website that has all the videos in the catalog. So you can go through those step by step anytime. And it also has worksheets. So all the stuff I talk about, I do have little worksheets for you to do if you're really an overachiever like me and like to do the homework and really follow through with things. So, and I also have the slides that I'll be showing. on this page. So you can sign up there, watch the videos whenever you want, get the workbooks, do the workbooks at your own pace. You can print them out if you want to. So there's all this stuff that's designed to help you and reach your audience the way it fits for you, right? It's not about what I say, hey, do this, post this. It's not about that. It's about figuring out who you are, your unique value, and putting it out there, right? Okay. So this is important to establish first. So that's why I did, are you a person or a brand first? We have to figure that out. Okay. And then the next part is your unique value. So you can do this as a brand as well. You can find your unique value as a brand. I explained that last week. But you can't figure out who your ideal follower is without knowing your story. And I talked about how you take your timeline and you create your story, you write your story, and from an honest place, because you can tell yourself whatever you want in your head. If you write it down and see it, it's different. It's the story that you actually have instead of the one we tell ourselves in our head. So writing it down is a very powerful tool, and I talked about that as well. So you can write down your personal story or the story of your brand, whichever path you choose, right? And the only way to really figure out your ideal follower or your target audience is to look at that, understand, okay, what's my unique value? What am I offering? What am I putting out there? Okay, so that's why this work is a little bit important to do step by step. But if you're feeling confident, you don't need to do it. That may be a block, something blocking you from doing it. Why? Take 20 minutes of your life and do it, and see if it changes things. If not, okay, that's fine. But this is just advice that I'm giving because it worked for me, so I want to share it. All right, so that is the little bit of the setup from last week. And I want to talk about a little bit first before we get into it. I know I talk a lot before we actually get into the subject, but we're going to get into it. There's a lot to cover. Is after the live stream, I do an after space on X, which is an open discussion that anyone can join. You can just sit there and listen. You can even listen anonymously if you don't want to be seen in the space. That's fine. Or you can come up and speak and have a discussion about this topic or anything else that might pertain to social media or your issues, or you want to share something that you've done recently. I would love to see that. Okay. And for the after space, I'll just pop this up. You're going to find the link to that wherever you're watching this video. In the description, I have it pinned in the chat and on YouTube. So you can use the QR code here. You do need to have an X account to join the discussion. Okay, so that's the one barrier to entry. I do recommend it though. It's a very great place to network and meet people who are like-minded about what I'm talking about. Okay, so if the stuff I'm talking about resonates with you, jump in the space. Come take a listen. Just listen. That's all. You don't have to come up and talk, but you might enjoy what you hear. You might want to participate. You might want to ask some questions. So I hope you will join us. It's always a great time. Get into some really good subjects. So I hope to see you there. All right. So last week was write your timeline. That was the homework from last week. And then write your story and then write your narrative. So your timeline is that, your timeline of your life. Everything, personal, accomplishments, failures, education, work, all of it. And that's just for you, because there's something that powerful that unlocks when you see it all in front of you in one piece. And so I encourage you to do that. And I did, and then from there you can write your story. So physically writing it out, is a helpful exercise, but the story is just for you. And when you see your timeline, your whole life put out there, it's gonna rewrite the story you tell yourself. And that changes the dynamic of how you carry yourself. The story you tell yourself is what you put out to the world, what's on your face. So the story you tell yourself can come back to you. So if it's negative, it can come back to you, right? So we want to keep the story positive, though the negative things are all part of us. You know, not everyone lives a perfect life. So it's relatable to have those things. But that story, that's for you, okay? The narrative is what we tell everyone else. And it's a spin of whatever you want. It's your story. You can spin the narrative to whatever you want to put out there and what you think is the most important parts, right? So I'm going to show you mine. I didn't do it this week. I did it about a month ago, but it's something to do, I think, periodically. Just rewrite your narrative and put it out there. Put it out as a post. And I encourage you, if you do end up doing this exercise, to share with me yours. I'd love to see it. But I will share with you mine. And just give me a moment here to find it. Is this it? Let me see. Yes, that's the one. Okay. Present this. There we go. And I'm just going to go over here. All right. So this is my narrative post. And I'm just going to move this so you guys can see it better. So I put a picture of myself. That's optional, of course. You can put it in a video or just text. It doesn't matter. And so I introduced myself. I'm a website designer and photographer based in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. And it's just what I do. I'm just telling you what I do, how I do it, who I do it for, and a little bit about me behind my goals, my future, what I've done that influences me, the most important things about me, I think, some of my philosophies on life, a little bit about my education that I think is relevant and important to who I am, and and invite to reach out to me. So that that's what I want to put out there. That's my narrative, what I want to put out there. Is there more to me than this? Yes. Yes, there's quite a bit. Lived a few different lives. So, but this is what I want to put out, and that's relevant for the social media account that what I'm put out there. So, like when you see my posts, it makes sense. Like everything in here, everything that I post, generally has something to do with one of the things that's in this narrative post. Okay, so I hope that explains a little bit better how that can help you. And people respond to this. I got lots of comments, and there were really good comments, and I'm able to reply, get into conversations with people, and they connect with you in a different way. So you don't have to use a picture like me. I put myself in a very casual situation and took a picture because that's how I am. I'm very casual. I'm very outdoorsy. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm just like kind of rough around the edges. I like to have fun and I love being outside. So I don't want anyone to expect more from me than that. So if that's the picture I put out, this is what you're gonna get, right? When you see me. So, then if I'm looking better than that, hey, it's a good day. So that's just an explanation of how I put out my narrative. So that's from last week. And that can be a very powerful thing to post if you are stuck and you aren't connecting with your audience. Okay, so if you're finding that people aren't commenting or liking or replying, it means either they're not seeing it, right? Or they're not connected to you in a way that feels like they want to or need to or feel engaged enough to reply or leave a comment or like something, right? So it can help with that just to build that connection. All right, so I want to also let you know that today I do have the workbook on my website. You can download, and these are the pages for it. Okay, so I print everything out, and I do the work. You know what I mean? But this is like a nice clean copy. So I'll show you this instead of the one with just like my writing all over it. This is going to be the work that I'm going to talk about today for defining your ideal follower. And now that I've written a narrative post and I've written my story, I'm connected to who I am in a very deep way and understanding. And so that way I know who I can, this is going to inform me of who my ideal follower is. If you don't know you, how do you know who you want to attract into your world? Be it content creation by getting views and clicks and things like this, or if it is you're selling a product or creating a course or an ebook or whatever. So this is the path that it leads to for me. This all worked for me, it may work for you, it may not, but I think it's pretty easy barrier to entry. The only hard part is the part that you create for yourself of walking you through doing it. And it happens a lot. Opportunities will fall in people's laps or uh, recommendations, tips, advice will fall in people's laps and they just keep walking and they don't do it. So why, right? That's something to think about. And that's something that I've kind of like broken down that wall that blocks me from like just doing stuff. Like what's the downside, right, of writing out your timeline? Like what's the downside? Like you have to face everything horrible that's in your life. Well, I guarantee you're gonna see a lot more good things than whatever story you're telling yourself. If that's what's blocking you, there's gonna be a lot more good things there. And thanks for the heart, whoever gave me one on Facebook. Thanks so much for that. And comments. And we've got Brett on X watching. Thanks so much. Yeah, if you want to drop a question in the chat, I might get to it. This is more like just kind of a workshop. I'm just going to explain to you the process and the questions I'll get to at the end if there's time, and the after space that and on X is the space. That's where the discussion will happen because I want to know what you think about what I'm talking about. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick little ad, and then I'm going to get into it. Get into this. We're going to get into this, and I know it's like, okay, she's been talking for 25 minutes. Or 20 minutes, but we're going to get into this. It's a step by step. This is the format of the show. It's how it rolls, okay? So next, another product that I use all the time is CARRD, card. I use this for my clients a lot, and this is the perfect website platform for content creators, people who need to get a simple website or landing page out there, okay? So you can use my referral link, and this supports my content as well. I also have a free template and beginner course, step by step, me just on a screen showing you, clicking you through, holding your hand the entire way in my wonderful, calm, measured voice, right? CateBligh.com/free-course. You can go there and sign up and get that right now if that's something you want, okay? And you can use my template as a way to learn. If you don't like the template, right, you can use my template to like learn how card works and the basics. And then you can even pick out your own template. They have some beautiful templates on there. So you can fit something that's more your style. But mine's a pretty basic one, and I show you how to customize it to fit your brand and all that stuff. So you can check that out. All right, I appreciate you. If you are looking for a website, this is going to be in a few weeks. I'll be talking about websites for content creators. That's like the main thing I do, and I haven't even got to that yet. We're like a few weeks away from that, but I will get into that. I will get into that because I thought, of course. And anyone who tunes into my Thursday live streams knows I talk about it ad nauseum a lot. Okay, thanks so much for your patience, and thank you for joining me today. So we're going into defining our ideal follower. And I talked about how all this work we've done the past couple weeks will lead up to this. It makes these questions very, very easy to answer. And I have the slides here. Okay, we're going to define our ideal follower. This is our target audience. Think of it that way if you have more of a business mindset, okay? And we need to imagine this ideal follower. So first thing, and I'm going to do this with you, and you can write this down if you want to. You can do it with me. What is your ideal follower doing when they engage with your content? Okay, what are they doing? Are they liking it? Is that enough for you? Are they commenting? Are they sharing it with their friends? Are they sending you a DM or a message, reaching out to you directly? Are they making a purchase? Do you want them to go somewhere and take an action, purchasing something, download something, go to your website, watch a video? What are they doing? What do you want them to do when they engage with your content? You can write that down. Think about that. For me, I I love a like. You know, I love a like on my stuff. So if you're wherever you're watching this, throw me a like because that makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside, right? That gives me the initial dopamine hit. That feels great, right? Then I love it when people comment. I love a comment because I love getting in there and talking about things. And I love it when people come to me with a different opinion. Like there's nothing that I like more than that. Someone to come at me from a different point of view and make me think about whatever I'm talking about or saying or some ridiculous thing I said, making me think about it differently or questioning me to make me have to explain myself. I do enjoy that kind of stuff, right? So people don't do that generally with me because I don't know why they're afraid to like hurt my feelings or whatever, and that's fine. I appreciate that, but I do like a little bit of a tussle. You know, I like a little bit of a tussle. I do. Sending me a DM, I don't know. I'm okay with the DMs, they're fine, you know, but I'd rather connecting in other ways. Email. Send me an email. Oh my god, can you imagine? Yeah, so contact me however it works, that's fine. But my main what do I want them to do when they engage with my content? I don't want them to send me a DM. Like, if posting something, that's not my goal, I don't think. And that's just me. It could be for you, right? It depends what you're doing. So you have to think about it in for you. I'm just going through what I like. And you can take down your notes and answer these questions, right? And making a purchase. Yes, I would love people to click through and watch my video, or uh, that's the ultimate goal. Click through, go to my website, sign up for the course, get the course materials, um, get on my email list. You know, if you go to my website, the email list thing pops up. If you join my email list, I would like that because I just like to stay in touch with you. I'm still figuring all this out, you know, just like you guys. I'm not perfect. I'm still navigating my way and figuring things out. So we do it all together, and I have you on my email list so I can send you when I'm trying something new or when I'm doing another workshop, when I'm going live, all this stuff. So this is what my goals are out of my posting. And then sometimes it's just like, oh, I just want to be silly and just make someone laugh and have them, you know, give a like and find it funny or humorous or share it. Yeah, sharing it. I think sharing it's probably up there with things I would like people to do. Share it with a quote, post, or share it with a friend who might need the resource, that kind of thing. So those are what my ideal follower would do. Okay. And I'm wondering how many people watching this did I describe you? I wonder sometimes. Okay. The next one. What are their main interests and goals? Okay, your ideal follower, we're imagining this person, like what is their now they're engaging with your content, how you imagine it. What are their main interests and goals? What what goals do they have that your content helps them achieve? Okay, so their main interests and what goals do they have that your content helps them achieve? So for me, main interest is they like social media and they like being on social media and they're maybe semi-addicted and like just putting themselves out there and having fun. That's like probably their main interest. and they also wanna grow in some way and build something and connect with others. I think that's another one that's important for me. People who are actively interested in connecting with others and their goals, probably, yeah, growing people, having great conversations, maybe producing content that they can sell or put out there. Um, Someone who creates content that wants a website, that would be a goal that I would like my followers to have, and then they can come to me to help them with that, or at least my posts might help them with that. So that's what the main interest of my ideal follower is and their goals. I could be more specific and I could be more broad. It can be anything. It just applies to you. All right, next. What specific content is your ideal follower looking for? How does your content fulfill those needs using the feature uh, on your preferred platform? Okay, so I talked about preferred platform, and this I'm just reading from my workbook here. Past week, we figured out your preferred platform, meaning where you should be spending the majority of your time if you're focused on social media and you're trying to reboot, restart, pick one platform to focus your energy. And then you're not kind of spreading yourself thin, you're focusing your energy. So, how does your content fulfill the needs of what that ideal follower is looking for using the features from that platform? Um, be it video, be it lives, be it just text. If your main platform is Substack, I mean, that's possible. It could be it. So you're using the tools of that platform. So you want to consider that when you answer this question. What's your preferred platform, the one that you like using the most, combined with where you get the most interaction? That's what your preferred platform should be starting out, and always cross post, of course, but focusing your energy is a good idea. So, what specific content are they looking for? I would say something where they could get general advice for creating a website or growing on social media, or possibly just an interest in someone that lives in New Hampshire and is sharing what they do, and they want to see personal vlogging, someone that they can relate to in that way, right? So it's like, for me, that one's a little difficult because I'm all over the place. But if I focus my energy, it would probably be they're just looking for someone that's mildly entertaining, provides some value, and puts up some pretty pictures sometimes. And maybe live streams, is interactive, replies to comments, uh, likes posts. Like, I get in there and I reply, and I like to like my friends' posts and encourage them. So it's two ways. It's not just one way. So someone who's looking for that kind of a relationship on social media, would be very cool to have following me, right? The next one. Um, why are I didn't put this one on the slide, but why are they on social media? I didn't put this one on the slide, but this is an extra question. There's a couple extras. Why are they on social media? Why is your ideal follower on social media? Okay, and I'll take this down so you guys can see me. So why are they on social media, and what would draw them specifically to your account? So why is this ideal follower even on social media? Are they there just to doom scroll? Is that your ideal follower, just there to doom scroll? Or are they there to network with people? Or are they there to get information and learn more? Or are they there just to post memes? Like, think about your ideal follower. Is that person? Like, who is this person? What are they even on social media for? I've talked about before, like, why are you? Why am I on social media? So like you have to understand why you are as well. But what do you expect from your ideal follower? Is it more than what you put in? Is it? Do you expect more from your followers than you put in, than you do, than you offer, than you share, than you comment, than you reply, than you message, than you network? That's a lot. That's a tough ask. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So why is your ideal follower on social media? They're there to meet people, there to network, they're there to reach out, there to learn something, they're there for entertainment. I'm there for entertainment. I love to be entertained. I love to see funny things. I love to see sheep and farm animals that are cute. There's lots of things on there that are entertaining that I want out of social media too. And I'm there to make relationships with people and see their stuff and their awesome stuff and just keep that going. So that's what I want. And that's what I want for my ideal follower too. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. We're getting a pretty good picture now, aren't we? We're getting a pretty good picture now. Now, next, can you write a detail demographic of this person? Can you see this person? Can you visualize this person? Is this probably a woman? Is this probably a male? A man? Is this a young person? Is this an older person? You probably can figure out a general idea of the ideal, right? The person that will spend money with you if that's what you're looking for. Is that going to be a teenager? Probably not, right? Where do they live? Is that important? For me, it might be somewhat. Sometimes it may be, sometimes it might not be. What's their educational background? Are they college educated? Is that your ideal follower? Does it matter? So you probably will get a pretty good idea once you go through all these questions that you can describe this person, right? And then you're probably looking ahead on the slide because I've had it up for so long. Is your ideal follower a reflection of you in any way? Hmm. Hmm. Something to think about, huh? And is it a version of you now or in the past? Because it may not be exactly you. I wouldn't mind meeting me, carbon copy, and have me following me. That would be lovely. But it's a version of us, our ideal follower, okay? Because you can't expect anything more from what you're going to put in back. This is not going to work, right? You can't expect more than what you put in back, okay? So it's a version of what you are going to be doing on social media will come back to you. And I wonder how many people, as I was describing my ideal follower, how many people listening and watching right now were like, hey, wait a second, that sounds like me. Because guess what? I've been thinking about this ever since I started social media again last year. Okay. So I know the people that follow me are the people that should be following me. And it's kind of creepy, right? Kind of creepy. But the right people are going to be drawn to me because I'm thinking about this stuff. It's going to be the right people that find me. So I'm never worried about that because I know I've done this stuff. I've thought about it really deeply and I understand it. And I know a version of me is going to be coming back to me because I'm putting myself out there genuinely. So I'm very excited when I do get a follower that wants to interact and reply and it resonates with what I say and what I do and everything because I'm like, yes, perfect. This is exactly who I'm looking for. And it's genuine. It's genuine. It's not a trick. It's not a trick. It's genuine. This is real. This is how you meet the people that you're supposed to have in your life. It's just great. It's just great. So I hope this kind of comes through and makes sense a little bit weird, but you apply this stuff, you think about this stuff, it will start to come together, and then it'll start to click, and you'll start to see the people. You know, I meet and network with a lot of people. Doesn't mean that every single one of them we're in the DMs chatting all day, or we're planning a barbecue, or we're, you know, that doesn't mean that's happening. But it helps the right people find me from those groups. So like there's certain people that like what I do and I like what they do, and it's an equal exchange, right? And there's some people that I like what they do, but they don't even know I exist. So that's not an equal exchange, but I'm still going to try and attempt because I think, hey, this could be something, there could be something here because we have a lot in common. I can see it. And then people who hear me think the same thing, you know, so you have to be open to it from both directions too. So you're the ideal follower of someone else. Someone else is the ideal follower for me, and yay, it'll all work out. But there's more. But wait, there's more. Oh boy, this slide got completely, what the heck even happened? This is not how it's supposed to look. I wonder if I can fix this while I'm on the stream. Do you think that's even possible? I'm gonna just take a quick look and see if it's, yeah, the file I downloaded is corrupted. Maybe I can do this real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll take this down because there's some good things on that slide and I want to share it. I don't know what happened. Let's see. Oh, geez. Oh, I think it got, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna download this, or I can present this like this. No, I can't. Sorry, guys. This will just take me 2 seconds. Hope you're having a great day. Okay, pulling it up now. Pulling it up now. Look at me go. Where is it? I just saved it. Oh, the zip file. Zip file, give me a break. Okay. Here we go. Keep it cool, guys. Keep it cool. It's happening. All right, we got Human Rebuild in the space. Thanks for coming in, and we got Luann. Nice to see you. Glad you could make it. And I will just remind everyone that's watching right now, at 8:30, which is just under an hour from now, 50 minutes from now, I will be hosting a space where we can have a discussion about this stuff. So I'd love to hear what you have to say. All right, so we got the new slide. So the next exercise, I guess maybe I'll show you this first. The next exercise is a brain dump. A blank sheet of paper. Brain dump. What does your ideal follower need now? Now we've defined this person, we've described this person, we know who this is. It's very similar to you, by the way. So look inside yourself. What does your ideal follower need? This could be, you can look at your timeline that we did last week. You can look at your story, you can look at your narrative and find out, read all those things that are in there. What does the person that is like this need? You know, from my narrative, it's, you know, what does a person in New Hampshire need? Maybe I can provide them that. You know, what does a content creator who needs a website need? Okay, so you just start listing everything. And the brain dump exercise, blank sheet of paper, is meant to just take you wherever it goes. You may take you a minute to come up with something to write first. You take that first thing and you can go off from there. You exhaust that idea, you can move on to the next, and that might spawn a new idea. Okay, get creative. What value can you provide them? Okay, this ideal follower, what do they need? What can you provide? What needs can you fulfill? No limits on this. Don't censor yourself. That's why writing on paper is so powerful, because you can just write it and you can cross it out, you can erase it, you can rip it, you can throw it in the fire, okay? No one will ever have to see it, but you can write down anything, and then you can take the gems out of there. You're gonna have so much. If you've done week 1, 2, and you're on week 3 and you've done this, you're gonna have no problems with this. If you're struggling here, if this is something that's not working for you, if it's not making sense, I recommend going back to the previous weeks, and that will unlock all of this. It's like going through levels in a video game, I guess. So you go through each level. All right, and then think of the needs. Don't just think about like learning how you can teach somebody something. Think about how you can entertain them. You know, what's quirky about you that would be entertaining? We all have weird quirks. So talk about that. Relate it to something that your ideal follower might like or might enjoy or might find entertaining, and really stretch your brain. Okay. And when we talked about in week 1 about your influences and understanding who you follow and how you use social media and who you're attracted to, that should help inform your brain dump here too, because understanding how you follow accounts and what you enjoy and what you like and dislike about them, that you take all that information that's informed you in the previous week's exercises, and you can take that and come up with content ideas. So I hope this all kind of comes together. I hope this kind of makes sense. Um, we've got some hearts in the chat. Thank you, Luann. Always nice to see my wonderful friends and my people I've met on social media, because this path that I'm taking you on here. If you don't have friends or a network on social media, this will lead you to that too, if that's what you want, if that's what you truly want. Not everybody wants that, but if you want that, this is how you get there. It'll take you there. For me, it took about, I would say, 6 to 8 months, maybe a little longer, till I found that, because I was on a little bit of a bumpy road. I didn't have this all mapped out for me, but I realized over time, this is what I did. And then I also got guidance from mentors. So the mentors helped me. Now, you can ask me questions about the algorithm, and I'm not going to be able to answer that. There's a mentor for that. There's other people that are for that. So you find the people that are best at what you're looking for and seeking out. For me, this is me showing you how to be your authentic self on social media without having to think about it. Like, I don't have to generally think about it. Sometimes I get stuck. We all do. But generally, I'm just doing what I would do because I'm informed myself and I've done all this work already. Great. It's really great. It's really great. It sounds like a long slog, but it's not. And because I'm showing you what I did, it's going to be a lot quicker for you than me. Okay. Next is our goal for the week. So our goal for last week was to do a narrative. Now, if you're a week behind, that's okay. Do it at whatever week you're at, and send me a DM or tag me. And if you want me to showcase it, you can let me know, because I will share if someone wants me to share their stuff, and I'll share it on the stream. So it can be a shining example. And guess what? The people that are watching will want to follow you as well. So this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to put in front of you to reach out to a network. Okay, so it's up to you. You have to do it. You have to accept it. You have to do a little bit of work, and then you have to reach out to me somehow. You have to do that. I can't do that for you. If I don't know you, I'm not going to just figure that out. Okay, so you have to do that step. And then if you want it to be shared, I'll share it. And if you don't, I won't. And that's fine too. So it can be just for you if you want. But I encourage you to think about that. All right, the next thing is the goal of the week. Did I upload that? Yes, I did. Week 3, goal for the week. We want to create a post for your ideal follower. So it can be from our brain dump. It can be, you can look at your the worksheet that had all the questions that we use to describe our ideal follower. You can make a long form written post, you can make a video, you can make a combination. If you're struggling with this, if you can't create a post for your ideal follower, you need to go back. And I hate to say that, but if people are skipping stuff, that's where you're going to get stuck. And do the exercises and do this and find the clarity or what is important to you. That's what you're trying to figure out and figure out who you are, okay, today. Because whatever story you're telling yourself, that's the past. You need to get to where you are today. And by doing all the other exercises from the previous weeks, you can do it, okay? And after you post, always respond to comments and be thoughtful with your responses. I got some of the great tip this week about replying, and it can be comments on YouTube, it can be on X, it can be in Facebook, whatever. Make the comment or response long enough so the person has to click on it to read the full thing. That was a really good tip. And it's not about stuffing words or just coming up with things. It's about creating a thoughtful reply that is actually long enough as well for them to have to click on it to see the full thing. And I thought that was a great tip because it gives you another view on your content, right? And it also will improve your writing because now you're trying to find ways to engage with your audience in a more effective way, a more thoughtful way. So think about that when you do your replies, even if it's just an innocuous comment that maybe doesn't garner a full, beautifully written reply of more than one sentence. You know, challenge yourself and try and do it, you know, if at the very least. If you are struggling and you can't write a post, your ideal follower, at least try and work on those comments and replies. I think that would be a good goal for people who are maybe not quite ready for what I talked about today. So you can think about that. All right. And I wanted to remind you to share your progress. Um, you don't have to tag me. You can. I'd love to see it. You can share it with me somehow. Send me a message. I would love to see it. If you don't want me to see it, that's okay too. Uh, but I would love to see the progress because this is about us all growing together and encouraging each other and not being afraid to put ourselves out there because that fear of whatever is going to happen, like the fear of sending me a post that you wrote about yourself, like, what is that? Why? I'm like always going to be encouraging. I'm always going to be nice. I'm always going to be supportive. If something I think you can improve, I will provide gentle guidance because I've been there. I've been a terrible person online. I've been a troll online. I've been a completely vacant online. I've been just a lurker. You know, I've been every form of a social media user that exists. And now I'm being someone that I'm actually happy to be and proud to be. And that's actually genuinely me putting it out there. So it feels great, but you have to do a little bit of work to get there if you're stuck. Um, and if you don't want to do it, then you don't want to do it. Like, you just there's nothing that I can do to make you want to do something, right? So you have to be like okay with that. Like, okay, I don't like social media, so I'm not going to do it. Own it. Own it. It's okay. No one's making you do it. No one's making you do it. I really like it. I have a lot of fun. I have a blast. And my favorite place to hang out is on X because it's just so much fun. And the way you can network with people is like nothing else. It's like nothing else. And I'm just going to remind you about that is after after today so in 40 minutes at 8:30 Eastern is the after space discussion. So if you haven't been in a space on X before, I encourage you to come and listen. You can just sit and listen. If you want to come up and talk and try it out and see what it's like. I think it's similar to Clubhouse. I never used Clubhouse, but that's what I hear that it's very similar to. So it's like an audio only thing. You can talk, you can not talk, you can just listen in. And it's kind of a neat format. So we can have a real discussion on this. We can talk about your ideal follower. I can get into some of the questions you might have, or where you're stuck or whatever. Or if you're like, what the heck are you talking about? Does none of this make sense? You're crazy. I don't agree with you. Come with that too. That's fine. I mean, the way I talk about things is not for everybody, and I completely understand that. I completely understand that. And I'm trying to just put out there what I think and what's worked for me. So if you want to discuss it and talk about it, join the after space. It would be great to have you there. I hope to see you there. All right. Then the last thing is I just want to talk about StreamYard again. And if you have any questions or thoughts, throw them in the comments here. I will take a look. I'm using StreamYard to present this to you right now, and it makes it very easy to do that. I'm just doing it by myself. There's no fancy tools. There's no fancy anything. It's just me in front of my laptop with the laptop camera going, and I have a little mic here, and I plug it in, and I create some of these slides and these overlays with Adobe Express. That's what I use. You can use something like Canva, same thing. And I'm able to create a great presentation like this live. And even though I did have that one mix up earlier, it was pretty quick and easy for me to resolve that. It didn't take a lot of time, as you saw. So, you know, it wasn't perfect, but you can see how it's very easy to operate things back here in StreamYard. So I would love if you are interested in live streaming, you want to try it out, you want to record tutorial videos, screen sharing, webinars. What's great is I'm streaming this simultaneously to Facebook, to YouTube, to X. I can also have guests on, and guests can stream to their accounts. Ooh, who wants to be a guest on here? When I get into some other topics that I'm not an expert on, I will certainly be bringing on guests to talk about those topics. So these are the features that are built in StreamYard, very easy to use, very intuitive, not a lot of things to click on or get confused about. It's all pretty much like you read the tutorial, I get it. You know, it's very simple. And if you use my referral link with the QR code or the link below this video, wherever you are watching this, you can get a $10 credit on any paid subscription. So you can try it out for a month and get $10 off if you want. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it ever again. Or you can just use the free version. The free version is great. I used that for quite a while. You can stream to any platform with that. You can also stream to like a Facebook group, which I thought was cool. So you can set that up to a Facebook group. You can stream to what was like Twitch. I think there were some other ones that I don't use, but I know a lot of other people do. So it's worth checking out, and I appreciate it if you use my link. It helps me out to be able to keep making these videos for you. So thanks so much for that. All right, so I managed to do this. I'm very good at doing an hour. I always want to go a little bit longer, like mentally, I want to go longer, but I kind of get through everything in an hour. My clock is set to that, and for some reason, it always just goes to an hour, and then I'm pretty much wrapped up. But I do want to let you know, please come to the after space on X. Again, link below wherever you see this, and join me for the discussion. I would really love to see you there, and that'll be happening in about 30 minutes. But you can click the link through to the after space or use the QR code here. I'll put it up again, and you can set a reminder so it'll remind you when it starts, and you'll get a notification so you don't have to wait till 8:30. Okay, so thank you so much for coming in, stopping by, dropping a comment. It's always great to see everyone here. And I hope that what we talked about today was helpful and you find it helpful this week. And I hope to see your posts to your ideal follower this week. If you want to share those with me, I would love to see that. So you can imagine that person and then write a post directly to them. And what would that look like? What would that look like? I think some people can get pretty creative with that if you really think about it. Will I do it? I think I will do it. I kind of always am writing to that person. Sometimes that person is literally me. Uh, just writing a post for me. But most of the time, I am keeping in mind like the person that I would like to be following me, if they would like that. And I definitely have a lot of people following me that interact with my posts that I'm like very happy that those people are following me because I really enjoy the content they put out and they enjoy mine, and it's fantastic. So I hope that for you as well. All right, so I think that's it. I don't have any questions here in the chat, so I'll just wrap this up. Thanks again so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Every week I do this. Next week, maybe I'll talk about next week real quick. Next week, what are we doing next week? We're gonna find out what's in a name. What is in a name? Okay, we've got a pretty good idea of who we are and who our followers are, but what are we gonna be naming everything? What do we call ourselves? So that will be next week. And you think, how can she talk for an hour about that? We'll just wait. Just wait. Oh boy. No, it's an interesting topic and it will be a fun one. So I hope to see you next week, 7 p.m. Eastern time, live streaming wherever you're watching this. It'll be there again. And if you want to get on my email list, so you get an email, go to my website, sign up for the email list, and you'll get an email when I go live. And you'll also can find all the links you need on my website. Anything I talk about, any of the things I have coming up, you'll be able to find on my website as well. So you can always go there and find what you need. Have a great night, everybody, and I hope to see you at the after space. Bye.